to think of brownies as a blank canvas into which I could splatter the batter with a dab of chocolate chips or a speck of spice or a blob of berries. Blob is a baking term. So that I could just do whatever I want, because brownies can do no wrong, right? Especially when they're chocolate. So today I'm going to show you how to make my gourmet dark chocolate acai berry brownies with a twist. It's going to be a work of art for your palate. So first we're going to start with an all-purpose gluten-free flour mix. The one we use at Sweet Debbie's happens to be very high in fiber and high protein. You can see exactly what we use in my book, Sweet Debbie's Organic Treats. Now we're going to use some cocoa powder. Now cocoa powder should never be alkalized or Dutch processed because that takes out the nutrients. Then we have acai berry powder. Now acai berry is a Brazilian berry that this company Sambazan imports, and they actually freeze dry it at low temperatures to maintain the antioxidants, and it becomes a powder that you can put into smoothies and brownies, whatever you want. It's so healthy, and they figured out how to do it so that we can use it, not have to go to Brazil. This is just the baking powder, the baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of each, the guar gum, which you need in gluten-free baking, holds everything together. We have a little sea salt. Then we have our coconut oil. Now coconut oil is the superhero of oils. I mean, it is leaps and bounds ahead of them all because of all the nutrients. It has lauric acid, which is found in breast milk, and it helps boost your immunity. You can't go wrong with adding coconut oil to your diet. Now we have our coconut nectar. Now coconut nectar is the sap from the coconut tree. It comes in a bottle like this, and you can find it online or at the health food stores now. I love it. We use it at the bakery because it's low glycemic, it's very healthy, high in nutrients, minerals, vitamins, and enzymes, and you really don't miss the sugar. I mean, it tastes exactly like sugar, you know. How dare they call you a sap? I don't understand. So now we have our vanilla and stevia powder. We use a little stevia with the coconut nectar to make it even sweeter, and it'll be just perfect. It took a few years for me to find just the right stevia. I probably tried them all, but I wanted one without the aftertaste because a lot of people complain that there is an aftertaste to stevia. They've given up on it. So I found a company called Kal, K-A-L, and their stevia does not have an aftertaste, and that's the one that we use at the bakery. So you really should try it again if you've given up on it because it's very healthy. Then we add 1/2 cup of water, filtered water, just to make the batter blend better together. Just gonna mix it in and make sure that it all gets incorporated. And then we're going to plop it into our 8 by 8 inch parchment lined pan. You always want to put oil in the pan before you put your parchment in so it doesn't move around when you're smoothing out your batter. And then it's just going to pour very nicely into the pan. And we're going to bake it for about 9 to 10 minutes in a 325 oven. We don't want to go overboard because we do like that fudge-like flavor and quality in our brownies. It's going to look something like this. See how it sinks into the bottom over here, and you got the edges over there, so that tells you you've got your fudge. We're going to do our frosting. The coconut oil to some coconut nectar, and then you're going to add in my new discovery, which is agave powder. Agave powder is just from the agave plant, so it's like sugar, it's like powdered sugar, but it's actually low glycemic. So I highly recommend it. Some cocoa powder, and we do our acai berry again because we don't want to do without that. And then we're going to do just a little bit of salt and a drop of stevia again, just to boost up the sweetness one more time. And we've got our frosting. So it's very easy. So what we do at the bakery is instead of the offset spatula, which a lot of bakeries use to frost their cakes, we use the espresso spoon because we like to get the grooves going in our frosting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of our little brownies here, and we're going to put our frosting right on top of our square. The servings here about 9, unless you want to make them really big, I'll make 4. And we're just going to go around and around, like very easily, until we get our groove going. Okay, now if you need a little more water, you can add it. And there you have it. Now I promised you a twist, and the twist is, get this, lemon. So we at Sweet Debbie's discovered that just a squeeze of lemon juice onto the frosting, especially when it's chocolate, it takes it up another notch. I can't even describe it. It's just like the tartness of the lemon and the sweetness of the chocolate. It's indescribable. It's so good. I highly recommend it. You know, and freeze it. Call me in the morning. Just try it. Trust me. Oh, yeah. So for this recipe, tips, free giveaways, and if you don't want to bake, you want us to make it for you, go to sweetdebbiesorganicCupcakes.com. Really good.